Hello. It's Yay, aka MODISHYE, and today I will share 4 things I did or would do if I was a first-year college or university student. Number 1. Take self-defense classes. As a woman, the type of urban planning society uses and supports does not ease our hypervigilance. In college, it is not unusual to have classes in the evening. We know in the winter it gets darker quicker than in the summer. When you are a freshman, people can and will assume you are young and naivety is associated with youth. That's not always the case, but that's the general consensus. So, as a freshman, they expect you to be less rigid and opt into the idea of go with what feels right, and that can lead you to be in a vulnerable situation. Therefore, I suggest women to sign up for self-defense classes. Ask the student center at your school. Some schools offer classes, and if your school does not offer any, take up boxing or take martial art classes. Don't tell me those are expensive. I can't, because I'll tell you. We are talking about protecting yourself. Find an alternative solution if necessary, but do something. You can't do great things you are destined to do and be the woman God has created you to be if you are unconscious. This is your life, and you have to protect and invest in it. If pepper spray is legal in your state, get that as well. If you would feel more comfortable, call campus police to walk you to your car or your dorm room. It's not an inconvenience. It's factored into your tuition. The sad reality is you can take self-defense classes, be alert, and fight a good fight when the time comes, and we still might not make it, but at least we tried fighting. Remember, we fight for the things that we deem valuable. This leads me to number 2, which is work on your self-esteem. Self-esteem, according to Oxford Languages, is defined as confidence in one's worth or abilities. In order to build that confidence, one needs to do the things that make them confident. The word confident, according to dictionary.com, means having no uncertainty about one's own abilities. Let me put it in another way using the quote by Michelle Lester, which is people with high self-esteem do estimable things. Freshman year for many people is the first time that they question certain things, which is a great first step to increase one's self-esteem, because you would do an autopsy of your belief system. For instance, do I really enjoy electric music, or do I say I do because that's what I heard at home on a Friday evening? Do I really think cereal is healthier than a protein shake, or did I say I did because the cereal was cheaper than the protein powder? What I especially liked about being a freshman and when I transferred to school in Iowa is that no one knows you. I could shave my head, try a new aesthetic. It's a fresh start to craft what I want to be perceived as. Mrs. Priyanka Chopra Jonas once said, people are always perceiving you, so give them something perceivable. Once you give a reason to your beliefs and decide who you want to be perceived as, the last step is to continue to incorporate those things or habits that will validate your worth. Number 3, get a part-time job. I got my first job at 17. I worked at a retail store as a sales associate while attending the honors college. I worked part-time, so my disposable income was not much. However, I enjoyed what the job represented. Do I buy a cookie or ice cream? Well, in my case, I shouldn't buy either because I'm lactose intolerant. My point is I had choices. When you don't have money of your own, you are dependent on someone else, which is a vulnerable place to be. In addition to this, the one who dangles the money reminds you that they can make the decisions, and therefore your opinion becomes irrelevant. I have relied on my parents for basic necessities and more because of student responsibilities, and they were in the position to do so. So I understand if your parents can support you while in college and until or even after you get your full-time big girl job. Use that opportunity wisely, because there will come a time when you want to move out. Your parents cut you off. We all have to leave the nest eventually. You want to travel or take calculated low and high risk by investing in the stock market and earn compound interest using services like Acorns, which you can learn more about in this video right here. But you won't do any of those things without cash, regardless if you get assistance from your parents or not. I suggest you get a part-time job in college and open a high-yield savings account like Allibank to save money, because a quote that resonates with me by Michelle and Lester is, "Financial freedom is the only freedom." If you don't believe so, think about how limited your options were as a child or teenager because you didn't have the means. As of June 26, 2023, Allibank is offering 4% APY. By the way, I use Allibank, and I'll leave a link in the description box in case you want to create an account. You're not required to do so to get the fourth tip. The fourth tip is to create a goal to get acquainted with 2 professors, one in the fall and one in the spring semester. I have a video on how to do this, and you can watch it right here. This fourth tip is crucial because professors can share their insights on job and career opportunities, write recommendation letters to your dream schools and workplaces, and much more. But they would not do any of these things if they do not know who you are. The outside world operates differently from your campus bubble, and it's okay if you don't believe me. Go out there and assume favor does not play a role if you want to. Speaking of favor, I have a blog post that discusses how you can use favoritism to your advantage at the workplace and in college, which I will link in the description box. If you want to work for yourself, I would still recommend you to get acquainted with your professors, because it will give you practice on how to ask questions to solve your customer or client needs. If you like this video on the 4 things I would do if I were a freshman, please like, subscribe to the channel for more school advice videos, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss another video. If you want to know what items to bring to your college dorm, then scroll to the pinned comment to access the free packing list that I created. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya!